Hey there and welcome. Today, we're going to do a workout, but probably not the kind you're thinking of. This is a workout for your mouth. And yeah, it might sound a little strange, but stick with me, because these simple exercises can have a massive impact on everything from how well you sleep to whether or not your jaw aches. It's a bigger deal than you might think.
So, let's start with a quick question. Do any of these sound like you? Maybe you're a mouth breather, especially at night. Or maybe you deal with annoying jaw pain and clicking. Or hey, maybe your partner always telling you that you snore. You know, these things are super common, but that doesn't mean they're normal.
In fact, issues like these can actually be signs of something called an orofacial myofunctional disorder, or OMD for short. I know, it's a bit of a mouthful, no pun intended, but all it really means is that the muscles in your mouth and face just aren't working together in the best way possible.
And a whole lot of things fall under this OMD umbrella. We're talking about mouth breathing, obviously, something called a tongue thrust, which is basically when your tongue pushes forward against your teeth when you swallow. All that jaw pain and teeth grinding, that's on the list too. Even snoring can be a sign. And get this, it can even be the reason why your teeth sometimes shift back after you've had braces.
So, if you're sitting there nodding along to some of these symptoms, you're probably wondering, okay, so what do I do about it? Well, that's where our guide comes in for this explainer. Let's meet Lauren from the Myo Coach. She's a myofunctional therapist, and she's an absolute expert in this field. Her entire focus is on retraining these crucial muscles and, importantly, connecting the dots between what's happening inside your mouth and how your entire body feels. And I think this quote from her just says it all, right? If you're ready to improve your function, breathing, sleep, and vitality, I'm here to guide the way. This isn't just about your teeth, it's about your energy, your sleep, your whole life. So let's get into the how.
The solution here is something called orofacial myofunctional therapy, or OMT. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is like physical therapy, but for your face, mouth, and tongue. You're not just strengthening muscles, you're actually re-educating them to do their jobs correctly the way they were always meant to.
All right, it's time to get to work. Let's dive into your very first Myo workout. We're going to walk through 4 really foundational exercises that you can literally do right now as you're watching. You ready? First up, we've got a classic, tongue pops. This one is fantastic for strengthening your tongue and just getting it familiar with the roof of your mouth, which is exactly where it's supposed to live. Okay, go ahead and try this with me. First, suck your whole tongue up so it's flat against the roof of your mouth. Now, give a big smile. This little trick helps lock your jaw in place so it doesn't move. And finally, pop. Release your tongue and make a nice, loud click sound. The real key here is to make sure your jaw doesn't drop down when you make that pop.
Okay, moving on. Our next exercise is called point and extend, but it has a much better nickname, the skinny pickle. This one is all about building fine motor control and strength right at the very tip of your tongue.
So for this one, you're going to point your tongue straight out. Try to keep it as straight and steady as you can. Now here's the tricky part. Without moving the rest of your tongue, try to do a tiny little sit-up with just the very tip, lifting it up toward your nose. It's a really small movement, but that's what makes it so effective.
All right, exercise number 3 is the waggle tongue. This one is awesome for working on side-to-side movement and coordination. And that's super important for things like chewing your food properly and swallowing correctly.
Let's give it a go. Just open your mouth a little bit. Now, move your tongue from one side to the other. Your goal is to gently touch the inside corner of your lips on each side. Try to make the movement really smooth and controlled and keep your jaw as still as possible. And now, for our final exercise, we have tongue suction holds. And I gotta say, this one might be the most important one of all, because it directly trains the single most critical habit we're trying to build, proper tongue posture. Okay, so just like we did with the tongue pop, start by placing your entire tongue flat against the roof of your mouth. Now, apply just a little bit of gentle suction, so it kind of creates a light vacuum that holds it in place. Then, close your lips, let your teeth rest slightly apart, and just hold it there. And while you're holding, breathe through your nose. This position, this is the goal. This is where your tongue should be resting all the time. So, we've done all this popping and extending and waggling, but what's the end game here? What are we actually trying to train our muscles to do all on their own, without us even thinking about it? Well, all of those exercises are designed to help you hit 4 main goals. Goal number 1,
keeping your lips sealed when you're just resting. Goal 2, making nasal breathing your default, not mouth breathing. Goal 3, what we just practiced, keeping that tongue resting gently on the roof of your mouth. And finally, goal 4, developing a correct swallowing pattern. These are the 4 pillars we're building. And, achieving these 4 goals, it's about so much more than just having a well-behaved mouth. It really connects to a much, much bigger picture of your overall health.
I love this quote. The mouth is the open door for the whole body. Just stop and think about that for a second. This simple act of breathing through your nose instead of your mouth can actually improve the quality of your sleep. Proper tongue posture can influence how your face develops and even affect your body's alignment. It really does all start right here.
So, I want to leave you with one final question to bring all of this home. Right now, in this very second as you're listening to me, just notice. Don't change a thing. Where is your tongue resting? Is it up on the roof of your mouth? Or is it sitting down low? Just becoming aware of that, well, that's the first and most important step.